Hello everyone, Tanak here. Welcome to episode 60 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. We will start with the progress report. According to Jeeves Asset, my net worth plus the corporations is now at 143 billion ISK. If you look compared to last week, we gained 3.4 billion this week. Part of that is myself ratting and doing stuff. Other Erica gained a little bit, that's probably just skill point, and the rest is the corporation. Part of that, a big chunk of that is actually battle loot and ratting tax. I would say battle loot is the largest chunk of that right now, so we'll cover that when we get to the military. One thing that you don't see here, okay, I didn't cash the plex that I have, so there's still the 6,000 plex, 2,000 for me and 4,000 for the corp that I have in my wallet, and I got a nice little thing that I haven't used yet. I got a Marshall BPO with Project Discovery, so I will tell you that's a lot of clicking. At 500 you get a Marshall BPO, so I'm capping my Project Discovery every day now, just because at some point I was doing it when I was waiting for the incursion queue before, and at some point I said, well, I'm getting at the point where it might be worth it to shoot for the Marshall BPO, and I did it. So just that BPO, BPC, sorry. So just that BPC is worth about 5 bill. I haven't claimed it yet, and I haven't built the Marshall yet. So when I do build it, I'm gonna get like a huge 5 billion increase in 1 week. So that's it, and now I'm gonna be able to go whelp a Marshall and get some big red on my kill board after that, I guess. So anyway, that's for the net worth. HR part, we haven't, well, we've got some new member, we lost some, so we're still at 174 people. If I look at Corp here, yeah, Gunzora's Toy Company. We're 174 member. Procurement division is at 12 member now, so there's a few, like we gained some member and some alt were moved to procurement, so we have 12 people in the procurement division, 174 in the main corp. Still a lot of active player. We did recruit our first corporation in the alliance, Great White Expanse. They're an alt corp from a Wormhole Corporation that want to join us. They are going to keep their main corp in as an alliance outside, so we're blue for blue with that main corp. But that's their null sec entity. They have 5 player in it now, but they're moving over some character and creating alts to make sure that they get to our minimum of 10 active player in that corporation. So we are starting to like work with them a little bit. We're doing Rome with them. They're starting to get in the pocket. So that's our first corporation that is joining the alliance. It is a great step forward for us, and it is making us iron out our process. Like many of our stuff were still at the corporate level, like fits, guides, a lot of stuff were at corporate level. So it is helping us iron out the processes of how we're going to work as an alliance. So we're putting what was Corp Bolton before we're now using Alliance Bolton. We're setting up permission on our Alliance Discord to support like multi-corporation, all the roles, everything. So great. I mean, it's for us, it's a new process, and we're moving moving in that direction to be able to better integrate a new corporation that want to join the alliance, as the goal is always to increase our own little power. Aside from that, well, that's it for HR. Obviously, now if you're looking at the total character, we have about I would say about 200 character, and as warm body in seat, we are around 75 maybe. The largest fleet we have put on grid so far was 55 player. So it is a significant battle force that we can put on grid. Again, some people were asking, and we did have talk in Corp, like, why do we want to keep growing, and are we going like full-time military? The idea was always that us as industrialists, we want to start to build a capital ship. Capital ship needs large structure to be built. A large structure need a large defense fleet, or else they're just a free target for people to kill. So we're growing because we want to have the military capability to not depend on Merc all the time or outside protection to defend our own structure. So it's kind of a cycle. So we're getting stronger militarily, so we can hold territory. We can start. We are at the level where we are confident now that we can anchor large structure. But then thinking ahead, at some point we will want to go all the way to extra large structure to get a Sotoyo, and I could have a Sotoyo to anchor quickly. I have people that offered me Sotoyo. We are not gonna do that simply because right now with the current fleet we have, we could not defend that. It would be too juicy a target. So you would have a local large group that would just come and try to take it out. As in a large structure with the fleet that we have, it's more reasonable based on our defense capability, I would say. So the amount of commitment versus the reward versus what we can bring for defense make the equation more logical for us. But we are still pushing to grow because we want to eventually get to another point, and that will take time. We need to at least double our head count to be able to think of even anchoring an extra large structure at some point. And the large structure aren't even anchored yet, so that's far in the future. What else? Okay, military. What happened this week? When I left you last week, we had reft two stations from the nuclear sheep, which were absolute order / absolute will holding Corp in null. The first battle of the week was a fight against one of their Astra House, in a XQ-PXU here. What happened is they tried to form up in pockets, so they sent ship like all day. There were a small group coming in, and they were getting a little bit farmed by Flying Dangerous and Plucky. If you look, do I have the Pure Blight map open? Yeah. So XQ is here. They have the Fort Azar they bought from Scumlord and Q-5, and they were sending people through the low sec path. So they are passing through the two Flying Dangerous system, and Plucky is also often flying around the entire area here. So they got killed a lot just coming here, and our own guy at some point set it up gate camp to keep them from coming in. When When it was time for the timer, we did bring our fleet to XQ before they moved. So they were forming up at Q-5, and that's also where we form up usually, but we moved before them and we bubbled the 2-gate here. So we had, we basically were able to camp the 2-gate here. And what the information that we have from our intel in their corporation is that they had an higher FC that could not make it or did not make it or didn't show up, and the replacement FC decided that not to take the battle because with the loss they have, the size of the fleet we had, which was like 55 people, I think we had an actual larger fleet than they did, or at least like similar number, but we were in system, we had the 2-gate bubble. They decided not to take that fight and they logged off. So we killed the first Astrals beginning of the week. Then what we did is we did a some low effort ref of another structure. They have an Athenor in G-M, so we refed that one, and we refed their Fortizar with low effort at some point during the night when they didn't have many people. So we just went in and ref it before they could react with the few people that we had online. So that was for the initial. So we pushed them to armor. Then we had a second fight here. Well, we did. It wasn't a fight. They didn't show up for the second Astrals that was refed, pushed to hull. So we killed that second Astral. So we removed both of their structure from XQ dash. So right now they no longer have any station in that system, but they still hold the fort. A little bit later during the week, what we did is we managed to push that structure here, so that Athenor and that Fortizar, we pushed them to all with bombers. That one here, there was no defense, so we just pushed it to all. And that one here, there was a very long fight, because pushing an Astra, pushing a Fortizar with bomber takes a long time, and they did defend. So we were like jumping in and out. The fight took more than an hour. Do I have the fight result? Okay, yeah. So they had 4 people to defend. Badass and his 2 character, Code Rip, and whoever was manning the station. So I think they had a total of 4. We had like around 15 pilot. At some point, Plucky showed up and started shooting them and us at the end, but they were targeting more them than us, because I guess they had more juicy ship, or just Plucky wanted us to. Plucky does Plucky, so they started shooting them first, and then they shoot us. And the way basically we lost a total of 14 ship for about 400 bill, mostly bombers, like stealth bombers you can see, and small little ECM frig, and they lost a total of 15 ship. A bunch of that was Caracol and Ferox. So we managed to push that Fortizar to all. Now what is happening is, during this weekend, Saturday, there is a timer for this for the GTAC-M Athenor, and Sunday there is a timer for that Fortizar, and these are the 2 structures that they have left in the local area. I haven't scanned all of Pure Blind, but I would say like a few systems down, our closest neighbor. These are the last 2 structures. I haven't gotten an official surrender from them. For us, we're just finishing the job and removing the last structure. Obviously, I'm not counting my chicken before they're hatch. They can still show up for defense. I'm still expecting somebody to show up, at least for the Fortizar timer. The Athenor, I don't know, but we'll see. For both of these timers, we're expecting. We're not counting on them not showing up. We're expecting resistance and we're planning accordingly. And if there's a no-show, there's a no-show, and we're killing those structure without fighting. Or if there is somebody that's fighting, well, there'll be a battle, and maybe they'll win, maybe we'll win, we'll see. This afternoon, because during the fight that we had so far with Absolute, 2 Corp have been helping them. Stardust Union, who are sending Cloaky Camper and save one of their station once by dropping on us, and Dragon Dynasty, who helped them during the Entosis battle by dropping caps on us. This afternoon, Flying Dangerous and Plucky intercepted a Dread Fleet from Dragon Dynasty in Q-M, so that's here. We heard about that, but by the time we reacted, it was too late. They had already done the deed. So that fight was a significant loss for Dragon Dynasty. We're talking about 15 billion in cap. So 3 NID, 1 Naglfar, 1 Revelation, 1 Chimera. And this is the fleet that dropped on us during the Entosis battle. At least it looked like the same ship and same pilot. So I don't know if that fleet was moving in to help defend for the Fortizar or that Hatanor, or was moving out because they were there and they were evacuating. So I don't know what that was about, but that's like one fleet that won't be those specific dread will not be showing up on the battle this weekend. Aside from that, a little bit of pure blind politics. Last week when I talked with you, Conifer was basically being like all their system were being taken by Volta, so the job kind of finished. So Volta took the northern pocket here. Flying Dangerous got L-T. EC-TAC here was taken by Volta. So these were soft transfer from what I saw, not actual soft battle except the first one initially. And here, Hive Mind Federation took some system, and a few days after, Dragon Dynasty actually took the high hub that was taken by Hive Mind. So Hive Mind and Dragon Dynasty are fighting for that specific system, and this one has been reinforced. I think it's by Hive Mind. Let's say that in that battle, I'm rooting for Hive Mind more than Dragon Dynasty, because Dragon Dynasty has been helping the people we are fighting. So that's this pocket here. So Hive Mind is actually establishing themselves here. This one is Shalupan. I think they're using it as a jump hub. I haven't had any contact with Shalupan, so I don't know what they're doing there. And this here, X-Empire had been under pressure from I Aim to Misbehave, and they transferred the system to Benderlog, who are better equipped to fight I Aim to Misbehave. So Benderlog got these sub from X-Empire, but from what I understood, it was a transfer of sub, not an actual battle of one took the other, because they're allied both. So that's about the situation here in Pure Blind. WOMP is still holding our space, and we don't have a conflict with we're friend with Bender. We're pretty much like, I wouldn't say we're not blue with Volta, but we don't have a pact, but we're not trying to take each other's space, and I'm more than happy to leave Volta alone if they leave me alone. And for them, I guess we don't even show on their radar, so so there's no conflict on that front. and Flying Dangerous and us, while we occasionally fight, we're not trying to invade each other's space, and I mean, on some fight we're on the same sides. Sometimes our pilots like to fight each other out, but we're generally speaking, we're good neighbor that occasionally shoot each other, but that's normal situation in Pure Blind. So we're probably as good as neighbor as you can get. So that's about it for the political situation in Pure Blind. And actually, that's about it for today's this week's update. What I expect for next week, okay? Well, there's those two battle here that will be either battle with resistance or no resistance and station that dies. Obviously, this one here, the Q-51, is the most important one for us. If we succeed in clearing those stations, I consider that war over for us unless they continue to start shooting stuff, bringing stuff in our pocket where we will shoot it. But if that continues, we still have other option to continue to basically push back. They got like a lot of system in Torino, ISEC stuff, so we could eventually get to a point where we, like, if we remove all these stations and they're still active in the pocket and they still try to attack our stuff, then we will try to push outside. But I don't, from the way it look, they pretty much they don't have any strong active presence here. Actually, Stardust Union with those little cloaky camper here, they're probably like the one that are the most active in the pocket. And by active I mean they just stay there cloak all day. Then it's been a long while since they shot anybody. So that's about it. Hopefully we can start with anchoring larger structure maybe next week or the week after. We're getting close to having finished that war, and then we want to move into our intended purposes, which was to actually start building capital ship, opening our own little internal market hub, and basically push forward with the corporation growth. I don't expect that situation here. This system, if you're watching the Pure Blind Politics, this one here is to watch to see what will happen between Hive Mind and Dragon Dynasty. This definitely, I mean, they're losing 6 dread for an alliance that size is significant. So I don't know if it will impact their will to fight here or not. We'll see. That's the interesting part. From our part here, new structure, new member. We're gonna keep growing. If you look at the size of the corporation, like active pilot, Bender and Volta are in a league of their own. Like those two locally, those two are the big player. They're like 4 times our number of active pilot each. So if you look at that's based on Z-kill. Like if you go in an approximation, like look at the active pilot in PvP in the last 7 days, and that will give you a good idea of the active player here. So both of these have 4 times our player. If you look on the Eve sub map, locally there's Toilet Paper that's pretty strong, Fraternity out north, which are a monster, but in Pure Blind, those are the 2 big player. And then it's kind of that's the major league, and that's the junior major league, which are us, Hysteria, and X-Empire, which are all like, I can't say which one is stronger or which one has more. I mean, we're in the same power range, I would say. I'm not saying I'm stronger than they are, or vice versa. I would say like this is one league, Bender and Bender and Volta, and this is the other league which I would put us, Flying Dangerous, XCOM, and X Empire and Hysteria. And these here are little minor player, minor. I wouldn't say minor, but they're from number of active player alone, they're a little bit smaller than us. And Chalupan, I don't know what they want to do with it. That's obviously a major player if they decide to invest in the region and take some space. But right now, I think they're just using that as logistic hub. So that I don't expect that map to move much this week. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm following the local politics growing. I feel that we are gonna go into like a calm for WOMP, a more peaceful. If we actually manage to kill those through structure, my feeling is that we will be in we'll get a little calm for a while, and we'll be able to actually refocus on industry for a little bit. Still do PvP for fun, or even if you don't want to, when you're in null in that area, you get people that are coming in every day. But our focus on our growth will be, once that space is clear of hostile, will be to focus on building our own industrial base and start to progress in that. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week update. If you have any question, any comment, just ask in the comment section. Subscribe, like. I'm supposed to say that as a YouTuber. So have fun, and see you guys next week. Bye bye.